Hey, Bruno. Hey, Bruno. I'm actually triple booked today, so I'll probably be a little behind the meeting today. If in fact we're still having it, because there we are 3 after, and it's just you and I.
Oh, sorry, I was setting up my audio. I didn't hear you.
Well, I said I'm gonna be, so I'm actually triple booked right now. There goes Melba, and right now it's just us 3. So hopefully we're even still having a meeting today. But I got 2 other meetings that are a must join. I'm behind
Okay.
behind lines today. I'll probably be hanging in the background a little bit.
Okay.
Hey folks, yeah, sorry for being MIA. It's been quite the roller coaster and I'm not out of it yet. My kids are sick at home today and they were sick the previous week and it hasn't been a fun month to say the least.
Yeah, I know what it means.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, if it's just us, and I think that'll be fine. I might take the time to catch up. Let's see. Today, going to open up the notes.
Yeah, last meeting, it was me, Jay, and Mike, and Lieberman. I think I can't remember exactly, but we decided to cancel because people were not able to attend.
Yeah, it's after a holiday, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me. Okay, so I found the notes. Here we go. And if you hear birds chirping in the background, I have my doors open. So apologize. It's kind of nice outside right now.
Yeah, it's a nice sound as well.
Okay, so Bruno. I'm gonna guess Mikey is not Mike Lieberman.
No, I'll
Okay,
put my name in.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure nothing changed since I last was in this meeting, and
Yeah.
maybe Mike adopted a new nickname. Okay, let's see. Agenda. Hey, Laura. Hi. Okay, so first, first I'd like to do the welcome newcomer. So Mikey, I don't know if you've been in this meeting. I've been absent for about a month. So not sure if you're new to the team. And if you are, if you can introduce yourself and explain what brought you here.
So I'm relatively new. I did drop in at least twice to this group. And basically, I am a developer in a supply chain kind of company that have been popping up all over. I'm trying to like understand what is going on in OpenSSF, who is doing what, and trying to find like where we can fill in, where we can lend a hand, where our interests are aligned, basically.
Okay. And I noticed on the chat, you said that there is I'm looking for the calendar.
Last week, what happened is that Jay wanted to, I think, go to the other meeting, and it was like only like 2 people. So we decided to cancel and just merge into the other meeting.
Yeah, this is a problem because this wasn't a conflict before. Sterling toolchain was not on the calendar at all. So now it seems like it's conflicting with this meeting. And is it every week? It is every week. So it started last week. 6. Yeah. So because it started last week, now we're gonna have to figure out if we need to change this meeting because it does conflict. So appreciate you mentioning that, Mikey. Okay, so you've been trying to get my formatting right. Okay, so Sterling toolchain meeting is with you. I'm to, I don't know if we move my new day time. Okay, so that's going to be a fun exercise because we already did that once recently, and a lot of people could make this time. So now with that meeting, it complicates things a little bit. Are there, and Mike, I think Mikey, sorry, I keep calling you Mike. Sorry, I apologize. Trying to get this in order. Anything else on the agenda? I know minus last week. I don't see the May 23rd. I don't see any notes. So I'm not sure what's been going on in the last couple of weeks since I've been gone.
We canceled, I think we canceled the last meeting because it was just us on the last meeting because of the I want to say it's
Sterling.
because of the Sterling toolchain meeting, or it was something else, but it was just us the last meeting, so we canceled it.
Yep.
Okay. And what about the 23rd, which is the week before?
Say the 23rd was the last meeting.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah, the 23rd was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, we have this meeting every week.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we didn't put anything on the minutes notes. That's right.
did we? Jesus, did we just completely?
Yeah, forgot it. Yeah,
Completely
that's
like
right.
missed that altogether? Like,
Yeah,
did we like miss putting something in the notes? Oh God.
Yeah. I was checking here and saying, well, if I remember correctly, the last meeting was not 4 people. It was less than this. It was me, Jay, and I think someone else.
Yeah, it was 3 people the last meeting. It was like 30. It was
Yeah.
just 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 30th was the last meeting, and then
Yeah.
I can say this was canceled, right?
Yeah.
Canceled. Right. But the
Yes.
23rd.
So part of the problem is that a lot of these meetings that we're having, I mean, there's so much going on at the same time now. This is not, the Sterling toolchain is not the only one. The AI ML one is the one that I think got caught up in the madness the last time. That was held on a Tuesday too.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying
So
to
the AI
see.
ML one happened, and then and then if you see how I want to say that was the culprit. That was a culprit the last time.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Okay, so Tuesday, Sterling Supply. Sterling Supply.
No, it was the Sterling toolchain, the last one.
Yeah, that's
AIMO one that sprang. That was on the Wednesday. Never mind. That one happened on the
okay.
Wednesday.
Oh, that was the supply chain integrity group then.
But the Sterling toolchain one is the one that sprang up on us.
Okay.
We had
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm not sure what happened on the 23rd then. Well, 23rd you saw that it was just a few of us.
Yeah. Okay. So for today's session, then I know there were a couple things we were working on before. There was the framing based off personas, May 16th. So that was after the conference. There was threat scenarios that we were talking about. I started doing this, and I haven't been back to doing it since. Basically setting up the SCI working group repo for our blogs and for the charter, etc. So I don't know if there's been any update, Jay, on the one pager. Did I lose you, Jay? Oh.
Oh no, I'm right here. I'm sorry. I as I said, I'm in 3 different meet. What was that again?
Has there been any progress on the one pager or
Oh.
communicating blogs?
Oh no, there's progress. I started it. I still got to put more work into that, and I will. So that's coming. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Okay, so well, I'm gonna go back at the one pager. It may be draft. Okay, and then Claudia, welcome.
Hey,
I know
Melba.
I know you've been in before, and that this was a future agenda idea. It's been out here for a while. I feel like you would have done this by now. But I think it's probably best to close that one out. I'm like, wait a minute, I see you on the agenda. Why? Like, oh, okay. Thanks for joining.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so then has anybody been, again, I've been out for a while, so from a SOLSA perspective, has there been any progress on some of the improvements on communications for framing the personas or other other concerns that the community had in terms of, needing more examples, etc. Does anybody know if there's been any movement on that? No.
Nothing on my end. I see those are my comments there, but I haven't had a chance to dive into any of that.
Okay. I'm wondering yeah, because I know there was a lot of comments from the conference that were discussed. So I wasn't sure if there was any movement from the SOLSA team in addressing some of those concerns. Go ahead.
We had a very lively conversation. I don't know, maybe it was the 23rd of May where we talked about, I can't remember if I was sad. I can't remember if I was there or not, but which one it was. Or Jay and I were talking, and Mike, we're talking about playbooks and changing, kind of reframing how we categorize SALSA.
Okay. Oh, in terms of like a security framework versus a policy versus, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Categorize.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing you don't have any notes on that anywhere. I'll have to look at the previous recording then, to try to figure out what that meant. Any updates on blogs? I know there was a blog that I was working on with Chris from Google, and obviously with the craziness, I've not done that. So any updates on that in terms of like the blog work? I'm trying to scroll down to where we had the list. There we go. This was an in progress one. Laura, I think you were going to share something. I think the new mapping, is that right? Or OpenSSF?
Yeah, I shared it in Slack just before the
Conference?
Vancouver trip, and Chris Coy also
Yes.
highlighted it and shared it out during his presentation.
Okay. Okay.
But there's also, I saw that there's almost like a deep dive into that somebody posted recently in Slack, where they took that to the next level. I forgot what her name is. Mine was just like a consolidated mapping where you could literally, it's more of a visual. You can see where it'll where salsa aligns and overlaps across the different industry standards. But this was more of a paper. It was like a deep dive into it. Now I have to find it again. It was in a recent Slack channel, maybe in this. I'll find it as I'm fumbling around. I'll post it in here as soon as I find it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and I know that there was a blog for those that weren't aware, OpenSSF SCI supply chain. There was a blog recently on the supply chain integrity working group. Where is it? Maybe it's here, blogs. Yep, here it is. I know Isaac did the majority of the work for the initial write-up, and there were some comments back and forth here and there, but just I wanted to highlight that one because as we remember, we are the supply chain integrity group positioning now. I keep forgetting that, right? We're not just salsa anymore. So anything we can do to recruit or get the word out about what our overall mission is outside of just salsa, that's going to help a ton. And I know one of the things that I definitely want to dive deep into next is S2C2F. I know I did a one-on-one with Jay and giving feedback on some of the things that I read while I was looking through S2C2F for the conference. And my intent is to try to raise issues or requests to address some of those concerns. So that's one thing. And then Fresca is a whole nother ballpark. I know we asked for help for Fresca here. So I'm not sure how much feedback we've gotten and how much I guess help we've gotten since the release of this. I guess it's only been like what, a week since this was released, May 31st. Yeah, it's been almost a week. So hopefully that will bring new people. And then there's the new supply chain integrity GitHub. Here it is. Right. So we're trying to revamp this as much as possible. I think I have a pull request. Yeah, that needs to get to add extra stuff. So if folks are interested in partaking and helping out any way, shape, or form, please feel free to open up an issue or help out wherever it is where your skills fit. So that way we can kind of get the supply chain integrity group mission kind of rolling. And because the governance updates haven't been included yet, this was the charter that Isaac had started, and then as a group, on the Wednesday calls we went through. Obviously the format looks a little different, but it's that Google Doc that we had gone through as a group on the priorities, etc. So for those that are new to the group, this is a good kind of foundation. And here's a Sterling toolchain concept, which we'll have to kind of dive deeper into at some point. But for now, I think Salsa is in a good place. We just need to do the maintaining and iteration on Salsa. And I think it would be good for us to start diving into S2C2F, because a lot of people are asking, you know, the difference between Salsa and S2C2F, and why one versus the other. And given that it's been not quite a year, Jay, right? I think it's been almost a year, maybe in October-ish, that S2C2F was donated to OpenSSF. And it's still on version 1. And so it would be really good to get S2C2F to the next version. So thoughts, comments on that?
Yeah, I invoked you. I invoked your name, Melba, in our last meeting because of all the great work you did. I know you've been going through it. But goodness, I was trying to find, for the life of me, I couldn't find it. I thought you might have posted it, but the thing the red
the PDF.
pen, the red pen with the stars and everything, that was fantastic. How you like went up, down, left, right, and center of the spec.
Oh, I don't know if I ever gave it to you. I might not have. I might have forgotten. But my plan, I don't know if you have a meeting today, but I was hoping to do some of that today to start creating
There's
the
a meeting on
issues.
the calendar today.
Okay.
And if you can, please, by all means, jump on it, come and join, because I thought that was fantastic. That's the kind of energy we need, and you know, the way that you went about it, I was trying to describe it and I just couldn't describe it well enough.
It's called redlining. It's just redlining. So yeah, I think that's a good next step, right? Because one of the things that we as a supply chain integrity group need to work on is what that overall vision is and how things are mapped. And I know I'm looking for it. There was that picture by David Wheeler, I think. Where is it? I thought I had it in here somewhere, where it shows this thing, right? It shows kind of how everything plays together, but it doesn't necessarily zoom in to the supply chain integrity working group and what we're all about, right? And so we really do need to kind of zoom in on how the requirements either fill in each other's gaps, or, you know, if we do find a gap, and I think between the conversation between Jay and I, we did find a gap. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure I have notes somewhere, but we did find a gap, and we say, okay, that's something to think about. But we need to go through that exercise so that we can share that vision with the broader community and make Salsa and S2C2F and hopefully Fresca, you know, better for the community. Thoughts, questions, concerns? Oh, thanks, Laura. Okay, next. Are there any other proposals or, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying you're welcome. Hopefully you can access those. I've got a PDF version that's in Slack, but wouldn't let me drop it here.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if you have to do like an insert attach or insert something. No, it's not quite like Word. Okay, so S2C2F gap analysis versus Salsa. I don't want to call it a gap analysis, but I think you understand the intent, Jay. Versus Salsa versus Fresca. Any other thoughts on where we might want to go next? I know there's still some blogs in play. Thoughts, questions, or thoughts, or maybe suggestions on what do you think we should do next?
Well, so David Wheeler had put up a issue a while ago about us doing this crosswalk. So I think it's about time that we do that. I think this is a perfect time for us to do that.
Okay, working group, repo cleanup. I know that this was started, right? But we haven't finished it. And this was also started, and then pause, and then started again, and then pause. So I apologize for that. Anything else that we can think of? No. Are there any conferences that we might need to consider prepping for, or trying to find individuals to send? And I know there's, Black Hat and DEF CON and things like that, but I think those are the RFP are long gone, the deadlines, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure if there's anything else that people are aware of. No? Okay, and one last question, because I don't want to keep people, since it seems like people are shy today. One last question. When it comes to education sessions, right, we do a lot with blogs, but I personally take a while to absorb written material, and so I do better with audio or visual. So what are the team's thoughts on doing some of the 101s or intermediate, deep dives in a video form for people, and then we can post it on our website? One-on-ones? No. Okay, I'll put it on the agenda. Tutorials, e-commerce. Okay. Well, since we have a quiet bunch and not a whole lot on the agenda, we can go ahead and cancel the rest of the meeting, or adjourn the rest of the meeting. And I will have to send out a poll for rescheduling this meeting to another time, now that the Sterling toolchain is conflicting. And do you know, Jay, or oh, Mikey dropped. Do you know who owns that meeting for Sterling toolchain?
Yeah, I believe Crow owns it.
Ah, Crow.
But yeah, that is one of
Yeah.
the meetings I'm in right now. I'm also I'm in that meeting as well, and I'm also in another meeting as well. So that is one of, I'm doing both.
Okay, got it.
Just because interests are in
Yes, yes.
alignment here, and that I have to be my ear here, but also here as well. So I'm doing triple time on these meetings.
Okay. Well, I'll see about getting out a new survey, so we can change this meeting. I might ping Crow to say, hey, you couldn't find another time. Give him a hard time on the calendar invite. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. Okay, well, thanks folks for joining, and hoping we get some speed momentum here, now that we've come back from holidays, etc., and hoping that we don't have more conflicts going forward. Thanks everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Namba.